Okay. We're here today with Chris Garcia Chavez. Chris, we first met in 2008, 2009. And the reason I ever stepped into Charlie's, Rep Charlie's, I'm wearing this purposefully today.
Yeah.
Because that's where this journey began for us.
Yeah.
And at that time, I didn't realize how important that was going to be for my life. Because at that time, it was you, it was Eddie, it was Nate, the Marine dude, it was Charlie.
Great Nate.
Great Nate, yep.
Great Nate.
It was Jeremy, and it was Sally Krimdiak, and Landon at that time too. He'd come in. He was kind of starting AKA, I believe.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Right.
It's a long time ago, trying to put it all together. But yeah, he would come in with the Arlington guys
Right.
for fighters training.
Right. It's wild how that journey has led to where we're at now. How, my first question for you, no one just wakes up in the morning and goes, hey, I want to go to a fight gym, I want to start fighting. How did that journey look, and why did you go, hey, I'm going to, first of all, even step into a martial arts gym?
Yeah.
And then why did becoming a professional fighter, why was that so impactful for your life and needed?
Yeah. I was a young man. I don't, 24 or something like that. And my journey from, 18 to 24 was, I pretty much knew everything there was to know about life. I was never wrong. And, but I was lost.
Sure.
So, right. So, just seems to me that, you're kind of always looking for a place to belong. So one day I saw the fighting on the TV, and then I was working at a gym, and Tim Abel came in. I didn't remember this until he brought it up. Yeah, so One Punch brought it up. Or no, him and whoever, maybe Collier, I don't even know who it is. I can't remember.
Wow.
But they came in, and he goes, hey, you should do that too. And I was like, yeah, that sounds like, I want to do that. I could do that. And then he goes, but you, I might have heard him wrong. I don't know, but that was a long time ago. And I heard you got to have fights in order to fight. And I was like, oh shit, well, I don't have any fights, but I really want to fight.
Yeah,
so I went down one day looking for Charlie's, and I couldn't find it. I can't find shit. And it's right in front of your face, that's a thing. Open the fridge. I don't see anything.
Absolutely. Where's your keys? My wife says that all the time.
Yeah, I don't know.
They're right there on the table.
Anyways, it's not the segue. But so I couldn't find it that day, and then I just made a deal. I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna go the next day. So I found it. So I walk in, I'm like, I hear you guys have fights. I want to fight. And they're like, yeah, and I don't even remember that picture's right over there too. Of when that very first picture was when I went down there to sign up for the fight, and they're like, "Do you have any fights?" And I was like, "Yeah." And they're like, "What's your record?" And I knew what it was, but I didn't even know what it was because I never fought before. I had an idea of what a record
your parking
was.
Lots count?
Yeah, I don't know, and so I just blurted out 17-0 because I was like, that sounds fair. It doesn't sound like I'm a reigning champion. So maybe they'll pair me with somebody that matches, and that wasn't the case at all. So first fight, right? I fight Muhammad Mustafa.
Okay.
Lose in the first round. Pretty sure that I lost in the first round.
Okay.
By rear naked choke, and then right after that I was hooked. I went down and signed up at the gym that following Monday, and then I started training from there on.
Should we look on SureDog and see where that's at? Is SureDog still a thing?
I have no idea, but I think so.
I'll look at that later. It's interesting how so you're saying that you're lost and stuff. Why did you grow up in Everett? Just thinking of those boys, Collie and Tim One Punch. Man, Tim One Punch, you know how we connected? He was a student of my dad in Marysville.
Okay.
And when I came into the gym, he goes, Beelan, he goes, do you have a dad that was a teacher at an alternative high school?
Yeah.
He's like, I was a piece of shit. And I went to that school because that was the only way for me to be able to do stuff. And my dad refocused him, and he's like, he brought me home one day, I remember, because I walked over the trestle to get to the gym because my dad took my car away from me. And so I was like, dude, I have to be at the gym. I'm going to do whatever it takes to get there.
Yeah.
And I walked there, and then One Punch is like, where are you going after this? I'm like, I got to walk back to Marysville. He's like, you're walking back to Marysville? And he saw my dad and he's like, Mr. Beelan. It's like, it was one of those special moments where he's like, my dad made an impact on him.
Yeah.
And he made an impact on me because he got me really, really ready for my first fight, which I lost in 1 minute and 30 seconds, which is fine. But we learn from our mistakes and we move forward on things. When you're talking about your life and you're working through things and you're saying, hey, I was not a good person. I was trying to figure out who I am. Why do you think the outlet was fighting?
I heard it equated Lawrence Kenshin, or not, anyways, it was a video of his and someone that he knows. They equated it to everyone's got a warrior spirit, and some people's warrior spirit is more prominent than others. And that's why you see a lot of young boys, mostly, girls too, but play fight. And so if you don't play fight, the energy builds and then it's let out in a negative space and in a negative way. And so that, unbeknownst to me at the time, that's what I was looking for, a place to play fight, basically, to let that energy out. I needed a place for that.
Okay.
As well as a bunch of other things, I suppose, right? But anyway.
And you got in a group of individuals that made you better. I think that's what I always, for me anyways, when walking into that gym, it's weird how our stories correlate because for you ended up working at Charlie's for how many years?
I don't know. A lot.
A lot, okay.
Plenty.
For me, it was the same story, just in a different facet. It's like, it was the cliche, bullied in high school kind of thing. It's whatever, got through it. But I always wanted to fight, but my parents wouldn't let me. I loved Muhammad Ali as a kid. I'd recite his stuff in college, at Everett Community College in 2008. That was a tough time for me. And I was trying to find myself too. I had a core group of friends from church that I'd all known since I was like 4 years old. So they're all going off to college. And it was just like, hey, Tyler's just at Everett Community College. And coming from football, wrestling, track, I already had the disciplines there. And I was like, if I have nothing, what am I supposed to do? I'm going to get fat first and foremost. But also, I need to find that next thing. And I was riding my bike one day around, and that's how I ran into Charlie's Combat Club. Yeah. It was kind of the uprising of like Chuck Liddell time, all that kind of stuff. And I was just like, this is my opportunity. I don't have to tell my parents. I can be at school, be in college, and slip over there. I was saying this in another podcast a few days ago, I would spend 30 to 40 hours a week at Charlie's Combat Club. It was everything, because I just wanted to absorb that. I wanted to learn. And it was that seed that was planted from kind of like you watching fights. What you didn't realize is what I was going through at that time and how it changed my life. Just for at that time trying to figure out who Tyler was. And when I went in there, it was like, dude, I want to fight. That was the same thing. I want to fight. And I learned pretty quickly, no, I don't want to really fight right now. When you take a kick in the back of the leg from Sally Krimdiak and end up on your ass all the time. Yeah. When you take a nasty takedown from Johnny Gilbertson. When you take a punch from Alex Zuniga. Remember him? My God. That humbles you quickly, and that's why I loved martial arts, because I knew you would learn what people do, and that's kind of the thing, is figuring it out, right, through the rounds. You would learn what people do so you could actually get at least one nice shot off on them. And my favorite one always was a Landon one. It was the 1-3-10. 1-3-10, nasty. People don't see it coming. You connect, boom, drop people all the time. I want to say thank you, because my life began at that gym, and the little things that you did that you didn't realize taught me to be disciplined in my business, to be disciplined in my life, to be a disciplined father, to be a disciplined husband. Those little things and things that you implanted in me led me to who I am today. It's important for you to know that, because it made a huge impact on my life. I want you to know that. It's interesting that we sit here today too, as we continue to move forward on things. I'm curious too, how now you've become more of the teacher aspect. You're not fighting anymore. We're getting old. You have an old back. I clearly watch you walk around like an old man and hobble and stuff. How does that impact you now? And more importantly, being a father of an 18-year-old now, which is crazy. That makes me feel really old. Brooklyn.
21.
20. Oh God. Okay, now really old. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
There you go. That was like,
Because I remember
turn that a little bit.
I remember her running around the gym at Charlie's, right?
She was just a little girl.
Right.
Yeah.
How does those disciplines in being a father in martial arts, how does that translate into your life now? How do you take that?
It translates it for me virtually in every aspect of life. I can't imagine where it wouldn't apply. So, when I first started fighting, I was like, I'm going to fight forever. And I didn't know there was a shelf life to it. I just thought, I'm going to do this till I'm dead. This is the greatest thing ever. I love punching people in the face, and I love getting punched in the face. This is great. Like,
You're a sicko.
where has this been? Yeah, it's not right. It's not wrong, but it ain't right. It's fucked up.
Yeah.
But I'm here now, right? So the journey of young fighter, amateur, professional, retired, body failing on you was a season I went through, and then having to navigate that, and then now here I am, even older than when that was. So carrying the lessons and the disciplines from training through each one of those seasons. Learning to walk in humbleness, because as I'm getting older, I'm not a badass anymore. You get some 25-year-old in here who's, in shape and all. I'm just like, you win. I'm old. Everything hurts. And so being able to like walk in that and learn. It was very tough. It's very tough to set it down. But learning that either I can decide to set that down or it's going to be taken from me. But either way, it's going away. Either way, on your way up, you will hit the top and then you will be coming down. And and I learned that lesson a long time ago, because like on your way up, you'll see everybody. And you'll have different titles, and all those titles belong to that position. They don't belong to you. You stewardship the title.
Sure.
And you hit the top, whatever that is, you will come down. And you will see the same people on your way up, on the way down. But how you left them, how you made them feel, that's what's most important.
I think purpose changes as you go through life too. Like you're obviously a badass fighter. That's fine. That's in the past. You move forward and stuff, but it's also too like you say it was. That's kind of a negative mindset kind of thing, which I think is interesting because you wrote a book on mindset as well. Yeah,
I try to keep things in reality for myself, right? Where I'm at in life now, I'll look back on it, and I was a champion. I was those things, the titles, right? The badass fighter, the champion, the toughest guy in the room. Nobody wants to spar him. He's an asshole.
I still feel like
I don't.
That hasn't changed. My rib.
I don't know why.
It's been a month.
What's your problem? Tell your ribs stop being a bitch. Anyways, no, but like the accomplishments, the belts and the medals and the titles and the wins and the losses and all of those things are good, but they're not. It's the development of the human, the person, right? That is what you carry forward. So, I was a badass. I learned a lot of really, really cool things, not fighting things only, right? And fighting's done, and I'll have to carry whatever I learned with me and now start applying that. And when I learn even more, then I'll carry that into the next season of my life.
Sure.
Because eventually I'm going to get to a point where I physically can't spar, and I probably physically won't be able to grapple. And I'll have to learn how to navigate that season of life. So these previous seasons, if I stay in reality, if I stay in truth,
sure,
if I live in that, it'll be a lot easier to learn those lessons now so that I can use those when I do get to that point, and I don't walk into a season of darkness where I'm like, and I feel it, but I don't want to. But where I'm like, well, I'm just basically useless. What, if I can't train and I can't all the things, so I got to prepare for that and be ready in all facets.
So how do you train your mind and your mindset? Leading into kind of a few things in your book, how do you train your mindset so you don't go down that path then?
Live in truth, not your truth or my truth. It's the truth, right? And it's a leaning into the darkness. It's a leaning into the uncomfortable. It's having a conversation with yourself. Like, I don't know if it's in that book or if I wrote it somewhere else, but after the win or the loss, eventually you're gonna be alone. All of the phone calls and the text messages and the social media stuff and all of those things are going to fade. They're going to leave. And then you're gonna be with whatever that is.
Yep.
And that's where you sit and you have that conversation and you start looking at things where you want to learn from that, right? And the conversation that you have with yourself has to be obviously a positive one. You got to speak to yourself like you would to your best friend. You can't change it. We're all guilty of it, right? So like you're doing a project and you fuck something up and you're, God damn, you fucking dumbass. When you say that to yourself, right? Would you say that to your best buddy? No. So don't say it to yourself.
Right.
So that's a way of training that mindset of just checking yourself real fast. And the biggest piece to me right now is accountability. Accountability is the biggest piece of your mindset. Taking accountability for where you are. You are there because you put yourself there. There are situations where, no, it's not your fault. What happened to you wasn't your fault, but that's not your accountability, but it is your responsibility to pull yourself or move yourself from where you are to where you want to be.
I love that.
And so there's that as well, right? So that's another piece of like mindset. Kind of just starts with the relationship with yourself. So like if we had a relationship, right? Don't make it weird. Don't fucking look me in the eye.
We don't have a relationship?
Look away. But like if you have a relationship with somebody, right? Obviously you want a healthy relationship, da-da-da-da-da.
Yep.
And there's just key components on how you cultivate and keep and maintain a relationship. You have to do those same things with you first, because the quality of your life is predicated on the quality of your relationships.
Ooh.
And your relationship with you is the most important relationship, because that's how you're going to base all of your relationships with everyone else.
I agree.
So if you don't have those tough conversations with you, if you don't hold you accountable, if you don't take the responsibility to move yourself in a positive direction, if you don't know how to what's the word? Consistency and discipline. They're not things you have. They're a constant fuckery of decision making.
Sure.
So if you don't do that either, right?
Yeah.
Then I don't know. Are you having a really good relationship with yourself or not? And then how's that pour into your other relationships that you have?
Sure. I want to go back a little bit to what you said earlier.
Yeah.
You're talking about the wins and the losses, and that's all going to go away, right? It's what you do on this earth, essentially, is what I heard. And the people that you touch, all that kind of stuff, dropping the seed, just like you've imparted in my life. That's the most important thing. Am I hearing you right?
Yeah.
Okay. When you're going through the wins and the losses, what was more important, the wins or the losses?
When you're going through it?
No, just literally here. Were those more important? Was the wins or the losses more important for you personally?
No, is the training.
Okay.
Is the training. The training is what develops. The training is who develops. Yeah. What athlete's going to show up to that fight?
Sure.
What athlete's going to show up after the fight?
That's the more important part.
What athlete's going to carry you forward?
Right. I learned that lesson as well in a different facet, and it was through football.
Yeah.
And my coach would go, early is on time is late is unacceptable. And if you showed up even 30 seconds late to football practice, you're not playing Friday Night Lights. He would play the worst player on the team because he showed up over anybody else. It was another one, hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. There's so many talented people. I remember in high school too, it's like we had very, very talented people that probably could have gone D1, at least D2.
Yeah.
You know, but they're smoking, drinking, all this kind of stuff, and that's the path they went down. And unfortunately, a few of them are dead already. And I think that's one of the things that I'm thankful for is having discipline and the right friend group and all that kind of stuff through time, because a lot of those guys that I could have hung out with because I wanted to be in the cool crowd potentially at that time are gone now because they made the wrong choices. So when you talk about choices and consistency and discipline, all these words, they have to be part of our lives. They have to be. It makes us better people, it makes us better businessmen, it makes us better just in life as fathers, husbands, all that.
It makes us better inspirations
Right.
for others.
Right. Another thing too, I always thought about, or just coming back in the gym, that was sparked when I was in Thailand for the last 10 weeks. I was in Thailand from October 30th to January 15th, seeing my wife's family. And one of the things that I did consistently there was doing Muay Thai almost every single day because I love it. I absolutely love it. I love the discipline, and I love getting punched in the face like you because it teaches me to learn and move and shake and figure out things. That's also translated well into my business because I have to move and shake, and if I don't, I get removed from the real estate business. When you're thinking about life, when you're thinking about the things and moving and shaking and learning, really, for me anyways, I don't know if for you, I learned more from my losses in fighting than I did in winning. Is that the same thing for you? And what did you learn from your losses that you translated either into the next fight or into your life now?
I don't know that's a memory question. I don't know that I learned. Okay, yeah, let me think. Okay. So when I first started fighting, I went 0-3.
Okay.
So I was like losing record.
Pro or just
that was amateur.
Okay.
Right, and then I was feeling down about myself, you know, because when I started, I was like, I really love fighting. This is like the greatest thing ever. I'm gonna do this till I'm dead. This is the best fucking life. I don't know why nobody else does this. Why is everybody not here? This is so great. You have no idea. You guys are missing out. Anyways, these are all the things I think.
Yeah.
But then I went 0-3, and I'm like, maybe I was wrong. What am I doing? Am I even cut out for this? You know, you have all those, second doubting questions. And anyway, and then I won, and then I was like, okay, well, I thought it would feel different. I thought it was going to be like, I thought I was going to have like a parade or something, but there was no parade. It was just like, see you on Monday.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, well, I guess we're training on Monday.
Yeah.
This is stupid.
Yeah.
And then I think that was the very first moment where I didn't know it, but I realized that the winning and the losing wasn't really what it was about. Maybe at least just for me, maybe for everyone, I don't know. But the lesson, the strongest lesson was the one I was just saying, and that's the training camp is for the development of the human. And that development, all the things that go into that training camp, whoever, at the end of that camp, it's like who shows up,
right?
Who shows up after the win or the loss, and then who's going to carry you forward,
right?
That to me is the most important,
right?
Because that's you're whatever you're at in life, whatever season you're at, there's a lesson to be learned, and there's a development that can happen, and it's important that we do that because then we can take that and then move to the next lesson. So we can't move to the next lesson if we don't learn this one.
Right.
That would suck.
Yeah. I think that rolls actually right into what I wanted to talk about too a little bit of learning lessons. And one of the lessons that you taught me when I was getting ready for one of my fights in 2010, I believe it was I was fighting Jake Yingling. I got on the scale at the Jet Bar and Grill in Linwood, and I was 160 pounds. My opponent was 176 pounds, 16 pounds overweight, and I still took the fight. And you looked at me and you went, this is going to be an easy one for you if you listen to me. And it was easy because he was extremely out of shape. Mm-hmm. All I had to do was basically take him down. Yeah, that was the game plan on this one. And it would have worked out because I would have gassed him out. Mm-hmm. Instead, I wanted to put on a show. We ended up throwing haymakers for 3 rounds. And I got flash KO'd with 20 seconds left in the fight. And because of that, this is what happened. Remember this photo?
I do remember that.
I'll show this to the camera. This is nasty. This was me about 20 years old because I chose not to listen. The lessons on that, for me, that scarred my sister that night and everything. That was a huge night. I mean, she front kicked the sign, like pointing towards the axe fighting at Edmonds, right?
Yeah.
And my dad jokingly, we're walking around, he's like, damn, she should have been the one in the cage tonight fighting.
She was a little upset, huh?
Yeah, it was like, but that was the lesson to be learned there. It was a really harsh one because, I fractured my nose. I had cuts underneath my eyes. At that time, I was teaching writing. I was volunteering, I was getting paid for it, actually. It was a little job. That's how it's funny how this stuff works when you think about it.
Yeah.
That's how I afforded to pay my dues at Charlie's, is I was tutoring people in writing, and I showed up to tutor someone, and they saw my face, and this lady's like, yeah, we can't have you tutoring today looking like that. And then she went on to go, you should probably not reproduce. I was like, wow. All right, cool, fair enough. She later came and apologized. Her name was Sharon, I remember. But it's interesting because that was like, my focus was on education, kind of, at that time.
Yeah.
It was more on, hey, I'm finally doing something that I wanted to do.
Yeah.
And so it was getting the work that I needed to get done, going from Everett Community College on my bike or my car if my dad hadn't taken it away from me for doing stupid stuff, and making sure I was at that gym for as long as possible. And I was sparring. It was sparring Sally. It was taking leg kicks from Landon. It was getting taken down by Johnny Gilbertson and trying to figure out how to beat him. It was getting Chad Douglas ready for some of his fights. It was Tim Abel with his long body and frame jabbing me from 8 feet away.
Yeah.
It's interesting how those things move and flow, and how when you lose focus or you choose not to listen to those around you, bad things happen. You have to learn to be able to listen to others first and know their story and know who they are. And that's translated well into my business as far as discipline and all that. Just all back from the martial arts days of, okay, what am I going to do to either beat this person and learn and move? But also afterwards, we'd sit down on the mats and we go, hey, I was doing this to you multiple times. I literally was like throwing my hands up and jabbing you and letting you openly see that you could throw a leg kick to me. And we would diagnose that. So the next time got a little bit better. The next time got a little bit better. And then things would change. Tim specifically would also always change his stance on purpose. I'm like, now I got to circle right, so I'm not circling into the jab or circle left. Like, stop sticking and moving. I finally figured you out.
Yeah.
I got to get on the inside because I'm short.
Always
right?
something.
How next? The line today I was reading in your book. So Chris recently wrote a book, The Mindset of a Fighter. Very good nuggets in here, but the one that stuck with me today, I want to ask you about. And it says, the power of quiet influence. Okay? Some of the strongest leaders I've ever known didn't say much. They didn't talk about values, they lived them. They stayed late after practice. They cleaned the gym when no one asked. They put an arm around someone after a loss. They trained with the new guy instead of chasing the glory round. It's the little things, the stuff no one claps for. That's where legacy is built. Why is that so important to you? Why is it more important to have the kid in the gym here that might be the crown jewel, in perspective, but why is it more important to see that kid that's hustling, the one that's struggling maybe out here throwing Clorox on the mats? Why is watching that, and why was that chapter written? Why was that such an important thing for your life? Why is the power of quiet influence super important for you?
Is because It was a lived experience. And I still do it now, and maybe to a fault. In some cases, I do it to a fault. And that's, it's not the way, it's just the way I've done it. I don't like to live loud, and I don't like to project loudly or lead loudly. For me, there's more to be understood when we're being quiet and we're sitting in that. And some of the best leaders that I've gotten to work with, they listen, but they listen to understand instead of to respond. And just, it's like I'll give you an example. I might have told him this, I don't remember, but I was doing, Adam Fortney and I were doing we were in a session for one of the Lead the Way whatevers, right?
Yep.
And I'm just sitting there and I'm watching the room, and and he was a sheriff at the time, so he's in uniform and he's got a pistol on him, and then there's other deputies there as well, and they're all, and so I'm just kind of watching behavior. What's this? Body manners, body language.
Body language, yeah.
And anyways, so I sent him a text after, and I was just like, I don't even remember what I said, but hey, just an idea. I'm watching the room, and if I was a 16-year-old teenager and I'm in a room and I'm already, kind of walking a borderline path, so to speak, and I'm in a room full of deputies, I would probably feel a little reserved. And mind you, I don't even know, it might have been the very first session that we did together, to be honest. And I'm just he brought me on, but at the same time, like, it's our first time working together.
Yeah.
And so what he did with that was, I don't even remember, a couple hours went by, and then he sent out an email to everyone and said, hey, if you can't, I get it, you guys are working, but if you can, let's show up in street clothes. And I was like, okay, that's good. That's good listening. Like taking in the potential possibilities of what may or may not be going on in someone else, and then trying to understand that, and then let's move forward with that, right? But just I'm just not allowed. I don't know, just not, because when you spend so much time alone, and I mean alone, I mean by yourself, and whether I'm out in the backcountry or I'm traveling by myself, going wherever I go. I've gone all over the fucking place in the U.S. by myself. I went down to fucking Mexico by myself. When you go by yourself, you get to have conversations with yourself, and you get to, and it sounds weird, right?
No,
but I mean by that is like, hey, remember that one time where you fucked up? Yeah. And you're going to start working through that. Where can we go deeper? How can we improve upon this? How can we, evolve from that position to a more better position? And so for me, I'm just always been a very reserved, kind of one of those life lessons. I don't know who said it, but they fucking were dead nuts.
Yeah. Be
the last one to speak in the room. And then anyway, I don't know that if that's the best way of going about it, but it's the way I've been doing it.
Yeah.
And it's not the best, by the way, because I do know the fucking rain. That's loud. It's like, are we going to die? Is this it? But like, yeah, so like, it's not the best, because I know that there are moments where I could have or executed whatever, and then things would have gone differently. Maybe, who knows, doesn't matter. But I know there were moments where I could have done that, whatever that is.
Sure.
Right? And so, but that's just,
Yeah. I think positives and negative, I think the should-haves and could-haves are things that are wasted energy. Like you were talking at the beginning of this session,
yeah.
Right? Because it's like, it doesn't matter because this is the path we're on, and we either messed up or we're going to move forward from it, learn from it, and move on to the next thing. Like, I thought I should have gone to Thailand in 2009. I tore my ACL 2 weeks before I was supposed to be there for 6 months. Fast forward, I ended up going in 2015 for a different reason, which was my anti-trafficking work, which was interesting because when I was in the gym talking about that, we connected on Gisella's thing, right? Which is crazy. Just like the interconnections within the people that we already have the relationships with.
Yeah.
And you just, I mean, she's cleaned houses for me, or her team, should I say, for 3 years as I'm getting them ready to go on market.
And we just didn't even know it yet.
Nope.
That's really cool though.
And then when you connected that day, that was a whole thing going on. It was, okay, cool. I need to do something for this. I hadn't thought about trafficking for a long time because it was a pain point for me. Like, I saw a lot of shit over there that no one should ever see, but it's important to bring to light. And it's a dangerous world here as well. Like, it's everywhere, unfortunately. Yeah. But also what was going on was that kid, and I can't remember his name. It was his first practice in here. Blonde-haired kid. He has the pressure washing business. Super, super cool kid.
Ethan?
Yes, Ethan.
Yeah.
That reminded me exactly of myself walking into Charlie's.
Yeah.
You're just like, hey, go spar him. The dude is 17 or 18 years old or something like that. 18, 19, I think. And all he wants to do is hustle. He's getting his GED because all he wants to do is be an entrepreneur, and he's killing it. The thing, too, though, is he just needed a little bit of confidence. I'm like, dude, I'm 35 and out of shape here. I'm like 185 pounds. I should be 170 pounds. All you got to do is drive through me. So that first time we were sparring, I tagged him a little bit just to kind of teach him a little bit of a lesson, not to hurt him, but to go, hey, this is what you're going to do. You're going to eat these if you don't change, stick, and move. I said, Ethan, between rounds, I said, Ethan, you're 17 years old or younger than I am. You've got the cardio. You got the good looks. All you got to do is get lower than me and take me down. The first one, he grabbed the back of my knee, and he's like, I don't want to hurt you. I'm like, my back's already broken. Don't worry about me.
I'm already hurt.
Right? I've already been hurt so much in my life. Just like drive through, get lower, and put me on my ass, please.
Yeah.
Second time, got a little bit better. Third time, got a little bit better. By that, end of the 9 minutes or whatever, he was picking me up. Boom. And I'm like, all right, that kind of hurt. Good job, dude. I think when you're talking about various things like that, first of all, it was a weird, just like circular moment, because it's like I felt like I had become the teacher at that moment, and I appreciate you kind of just going, "Hey, go teach them." I'm like, "Why am I teaching? I've only done this for a little bit." No, it hasn't been a little bit. It's been 17 years that I've been doing this now. That's crazy. Mm-hmm. Wow. Yeah.
To think about that, huh?
Yeah. It's just weird to see that. And it's interesting, too. I picked this up. I went through Charlie's the other day because I had my daughter. What was I doing? I just walked into the gym.
Yeah.
And I just was like looking at the pictures again. I was like, this is where a huge part of my life began. And I brought my daughter in there. And I just it was like a movie scene. It was like a few tears just like came down my chest. I'm like, this is where I'm supposed to be right now. These are the people that built me. And I'm just so grateful and appreciative to everyone that was in there at that time. Because those little seeds that were planted have created amazing things in my life because I was able to take massive action and even just walk in there. I was willing to do whatever it took to fight at that time, right? Just like you. Mm-hmm. All I wanted to do was fight. I didn't know what that looked like. And when I stepped in the cage, it's like, what was it, 3-minute rounds right at the Shriners Temple?
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, okay. I remember that fight too. Oh man, gotta look that up on YouTube. That was a terrible fight. I had Tech 9 going, the Beast song. I'm a beast. I'm walking in trying to hype myself up, but I didn't have the mindset like you're talking about in your book. I should have been meditating. I should have been focusing. I do that a lot in my life now. I just take that time, like you're saying, to be quiet, sit in the stillness. When you look at different athletes, Tom Brady, Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, all these guys had meditation routines because they were envisioning what they wanted to do. I think if you can step back and have those times and be able to do stuff like that, you're going to win fights more than most because you're already knowing where you're going and what you want, and you're seeing it. You're projecting that positive energy. You're projecting whatever it is, whatever move. You've watched the film on the individual. And you know, they could throw you for a loop, but at least you're taking that time to just settle things down. You taught me that the other day when you threw the knee right into my rib. It's like, dude, you're swinging haymakers again. Sit back, figure things out, throw the kicks where they need to. There's going to be openings. This is a game of angles, right? There's going to be openings that work out. You just have to calm yourself down to bring yourself to that point first so you can move that forward, right?
Yeah. In the calmness, you'll get clarity.
Right.
You'll be able to navigate efficiently and effectively.
Right.
And there will always be moments of chaos. But you don't have to, you don't have to carry that. You'll be in it. Sometimes you don't have the choice, but you do have the choice of how you're going to move through it.
Yeah.
So, and when you can discipline your emotions and you can take that step out, look at it objectively, then there's a lot of good stuff that'll be found there, for sure. That's all fighting stuff. That's all life stuff.
Sure.
It just applies everywhere. I can't think of a place where it doesn't really apply.
Yeah.
Not yet, at least.
I think, a good way to kind of wrap this up is this. I think this is my biggest question for you.
Oh, shit.
Okay? It's, you had a purpose at that time to fight.
Yeah.
You had a purpose to do whatever at different points in your life. Now at 42.
Shit. I'll take it.
How old are you?
Not 42. A 48.
Okay. Doing good for 48, by the way.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I'm pretty sure that I fought in the Civil War. That's how my body feels.
Those shins still hurt. What do you think your purpose is now, and what do you want people to know about fighting? Because I feel like it still has a little bit of a negative connotation to it. What do you believe your purpose is now, and what do you want? What's your goal with Team United and with your life now that you're 48 years old?
Yeah. Thanks. The purpose for Team United is be the same as it was. Actually, when I opened, it wasn't. I just knew there's, man, sometimes, well, more often than not, when there's something going on, I'll do research or I'll think about it, I'll chew on it, whatever, right? Days will go by, months will go by.
Yeah.
And then I'll finally make a choice and execute. And let's go. It's just go time. That's it. Sometimes, I don't know why I do what I do. I just know I need to do it. And that wasn't fighting when I chose I want to fight. I just did it because I really wanted to fight. I saw it and was enamored by the whole thing. I didn't know anything about the cult. I knew nothing. I grew up in the sticks. I grew up out in Machias and Stanwood. We didn't have fucking TV. I grew up without TV. We watched movies, but there wasn't like TV. Even if there was TV, like there was towards the end, I didn't have access to that kind of stuff. It was from the movies, just like most of the guys my age. We watched those Jean-Claude Van Damme movies and the whatever that fucking guy with the ponytail is, and we were like, we want to do that. We're gonna go kill everyone. Yeah, that type of stuff. And I was like, I'm gonna do that. But that was when I was, a teenager. And then fast forward to a young man, and I'm like, yeah, I want to do this. There was no purpose behind it. I just wanted to do it. And then I found that, I love fighting. I fucking love it, and I miss it so much. But I absolutely hate training. I loathe training. I fucking hate it. I hate it to this day. And I think that's God's way of saying, oh yeah? Well, here you go.
Yeah.
Because I can't not train.
Yeah.
When I get injured, I broke my fucking ankle in October or whatever, and I couldn't train, right? My body starts to seize up. My body starts to break down if I don't work out. I have to work out. I have to stretch every day. I got to work out every day, and it's dumb. It's so stupid. I hate it. I absolutely hate it. I think it's dumb.
Are you the guy in the morning doing the yoga poses and stuff now?
No, but it's
should be.
here. I fucking come here and I have to do stretches and stupid pull-ups and stupid push-ups. It's so stupid. Anyways, rear back. It's fucking dumb. I fucking hate working out.
Hey, get your mindset right, all right?
You know what? I swear to God. Okay.
Like, I'm going to break your other rib.
Yeah. How's your other rib?
My bitch rib, as you called it earlier.
Yeah. But yeah, Team United's purpose is, this place is, it's on the website. And I don't remember, but it's, I heard it was like Hemingway. The world breaks everyone. The good, the bad, the whatevers. In those it doesn't break, it kills. And in my experience through fighting and teaching, I've seen so many stories. And some I'd like yours, I didn't know about that until you told me today. But I've seen it so many times. We all come in and we're like, wherever we're at, we come in and the mats don't lie. You step on them and it'll show you exactly where you are and where you're not. And you get to decide, do I want to go there or do I want to not go there?
Yep.
And that's what this place is. It's not about fighting. It's about the human development. It's about the students here, they range from like age 11 to 64. That's our oldest student.
Nice.
And everybody in here is the same mind. Like, who's the most important person on this mat? That's my training partner. And it's a killer environment. It's fucking awesome. And it's fine. And it's not like it's better than anybody else. Charlie's is a fight gym and that's his environment, and it should be. Because if you're going to be a fighter, that's where you go.
Yeah.
Go get beat up. I didn't open this gym to be a fight gym. I opened it for people to get on the mats and find out where they're at, and then have that conversation with themselves and see if they want to take themselves forward. So that's the purpose of Team United. The purpose for myself is to, spread as much of the message as I can. Finished my other book.
Nice.
I haven't touched it in a while.
It's all right.
And see if how I can start stepping into the real world. Like I've been doing this so long, it's been great. But I need to start stepping into, businesses and corporations and thing of that nature, and start helping people with their soft skills, so to speak, See if we can start getting people to get back and having a good relationship with themselves.
Nice.
Yeah, that's my next purpose.
I love that. Mm-hmm. Dude. I love you. Appreciate you taking time to do this. Appreciate you wearing my shirt.
Yeah.
It's a big story on that too. We'll talk about a different time, but
yeah.
It's nice reconnecting, and it's just again, one more thing to add to this is you said it's weird to go out and go talk to yourself and stuff, but that's the exact thing that I did in Thailand before I left. 2 days before I left, I went on this monk trail and I just spent time with myself. Mm-hmm. And it was crazy, the visions and things I wrote down that are in my office now. When 10 years ago, we went and prayed over the city there just for everything that was going on and the anti-trafficking stuff. We prayed that no more kids would get hurt, all this kind of stuff. And to go back there and see that journey, but go through pain on purpose, to walk that mountain instead of drive up it, was important for me. Mm-hmm. And when I went up the mountain, it was beautiful. I was one of the only people up there. Took off my shoes. I just looked and I started, welling up crying. It's just like 10 years ago, I came here for my purpose at that time. Mm. The fighting game is what led me there because of a stupid book, which isn't stupid. And I still have a relationship with that guy. Like we're potentially writing a book in 2027 because I met Sam and we've had that since 2009. Last saw him in 2022 in Santa Monica, and his journey is just crazy too. But it's crazy how being in a gym, reading a book, led to go to Thailand, led to my wife, led to having my joy now, oh man, of being a father, right? And just walking through all that. And I'm just like super grateful for you guys. And it's amazing seeing that journey. So I love you and I appreciate you so much.
Love you too. All right, return the candy. I'm done with this shit.